All right, everybody, we are working with pop art for our house day as we study different periods of art through the ages. We're going to take our video game theme and combine that with our house day project as well. Our hallway out here for specials is Sonic the Hedgehog, and so we're going to take that character Sonic and we're going to incorporate that in artwork of different sizes, different varieties. Whatever hallway your house teacher belongs to, they're going to need to pick a character or even a logo for your house to use so that we can produce these and use them as a huge display in the hall. One of the big tricks about pop art is really just taking something familiar, whether it's a famous person, a famous character, whether it is a logo or just a can of soup, something that everyone is familiar with, and then using that in large sizes, small sizes, all types of varieties, and then also changing the color scheme from can to can or character to character, whatever it may be. So as we work on different projects here or different logos, whatever your video game character is for your hallway, it's going to be super important that we make sure that they don't look the same as the next one. Each one needs a different color scheme or a different combination of colors so that they set apart from each other as they're displayed, even though the drawing is going to be pretty close to being the same. When we are making the largest variety of the video game characters, it'll be on a poster board that we cut in half. So we can make two of the large ones, and just taking the picture, bringing it up online, using your projector and taping the poster board to the whiteboard there, you can very carefully or quickly sketch in the outside line of whatever character or logo that you've got for your video game day. This line doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to use either a black crayon, a marker, something to go over this line to make it a permanent line. Once we get all of it just sketched in with a pencil. One of your bigger kids, older kids, will be perfect for this job. We'll have the big kids for this project probably making and doing most of the drawing, producing these characters, and we'll have our younger students focused on colors, depending on how many big kids you got versus how many little kids you got in your house. And just divide it up, maybe have some of the kids in between kind of supervise. Sometimes our younger ones, they like to get a little creative with the colors on the outside of the lines instead of just the inside of the line. So we want to make sure that we can still see the image when we're done and we've got all the color on here. Just have one of your older students use this trick to get our two large poster board, half poster board size pictures drawn for your logo. When we are working on our smaller productions for our house day project here with pop art, we could print out, a teacher can print out the copy here. If you find your picture online, just send it out. Black and white works just fine as a copy. And then half sheets of paper, we'll just slide the paper right over. And especially our older students, they'll be able to see fairly well, even just with it on the table here. And we can trace over with a pencil and sketch in our character. If your students are having issues seeing through this paper well enough, your other option is to do this project here. Same thing, but instead of laying it on the desk, you need to place it on the window, whether it's in your room, if you can still use the window on your door at all, if it's not covered, or just out in the hall. Take both pieces of paper and the light coming through the back of the paper up against the window will probably make it a lot easier if you just want to start with that. Just depends on where you are in the building, how easy of an access you've got, or which students you're sending out there, how easy it is to supervise them at that time. These smaller pictures, we're definitely going to want our older kids making for the younger kids, and making several of them, depending on how the time runs in each group. We hope that we have lots to kind of set together for a display out in the hall. Help decorate the school with a little pop art and a little bit of game on for LES. One of the most helpful things that we can do before we begin coloring on any of these projects, whether it's large size or small scale, after you get your sketch in with quicker lines, we'll trace over those with a black marker, black crayon, black color pencil, an ink pen would work, Sharpies. I'm using a dry erase marker here, and the paper that we've got to use here for the poster board, it's working fairly well on that. This thick black outline, it's going to cover any of the pencil marks that we've got. It's kind of why we just kind of sketch it in. These pencil marks were not going to be marks that we keep. Just going to use them to trace over and make a nice dark smooth line over those to improve that line quality. Makes it so much easier to see and to color. Makes it really pop on the white paper and to stand out, and you know, that's what we want. We want our art to be pleasing to the eye. We want it to catch people's attention. And just having a dark outline really helps out. This may be a project that some of the middle-aged students can do. If your older students are busy doing your sketching. All right, that's pretty much got it. We will have our younger students, assisted maybe by the middle grades, and then the older students as they finish up, help with coloring, whether it's the large project or the small ones. We do want to change the color scheme on each one so that we do get the variety of colors from image to image. When the kids are drawing, just encourage them to try their best. It's not always gonna look as easy as I make it look sometimes, but have those kids just try their best with it, and the pencil lines to sketch in, an ink pen, a black crayon, Sharpie, black color pencil even will work for those outlines, and then a variety of colors, whether it's color pencils or crayons. I would not suggest markers as much for coloring, outlining maybe, but not for actual coloring in on the image. So good luck with it, and I can't wait to walk through the halls and see all these video game mascots and characters and logos, and to see the pop art that each of the houses have created and got to explore on our house day.